Hello, STEM students, and welcome to part 3 of our discussion about capacitance and dielectrics. For part 1, recap lang tayo, we've already discussed capacitance and capacitors, capacitance and dielectrics for part 2 naman. And then for this part 3, we're going to discuss capacitors in series and parallel circuits. Let's begin by defining what a circuit is. When we say circuit, it's a collection of objects usually containing a source of electrical energy such as battery connected to elements that convert electrical energy to other forms. So take note ha, dito ang ibig sabihin ng elements ay circuit elements or electric elements such as capacitors, resistors, inductors, and such. Hindi ito yung mga elements na nasa chemistry or nasa periodic table, ha? Baka kasi malito na naman kayo, okay? So it's composed of, syempre dapat may wire to connect the source of electrical energy such as battery to the circuit elements. Now, circuits, syempre meron siyang real-life na itsura, just like the printed circuit board na unang-una kong pinakitang picture, yung nakikita natin sa motherboard. However, to simplify it, to put it into plans, gumagamit tayo ng circuit diagram or also known schematic diagram. Para tong yung sa mga engineer, parang blueprint, ganun. Okay? Syempre, hindi mo naman i-drawing yung mismong building, tapos yung size ng building, hindi mo siya isusulat. You just use symbols and stuff like that. Okay? So, ito yung simplified version. And then, for our study of capacitors in circuit, we have to take note of the following symbol. The symbol for capacitor, ito wire yan, yung kulay black, ito yung wire, parang yung mga paa ng capacitor. Tapos ito yung symbol for capacitor, parallel, okay? Pwede rin ganito, ito hindi lang halata, medyo curve tong isa. May positive, negative din yan. Nakalimutan ko kung alin yung positive or negative. Pero ito yung gagamitin natin. So, disregard mo na to. Okay? And then the symbol for battery naman, kung sa capacitor pantay yung linya, kapag battery or power source naman, magkaiba ng length. Okay? Yung negative maiksi, tapos yung positive naman yung mahaba. Okay? Sa iba namang libro, ang kanyang representation ay may tuldok dito, tapos may tuldok dito, tapos may letter dito, usually A tsaka B. Tapos i-drawing siyang paganyan. Tapos i-connecta na yung mga capacitors. Ganun. So, pwede rin ganito yung power source. Pero yung pinaka-common ay ito. We're going to use both. So, take note of that. Next, ayan, let's have capacitors in series. The capacitor is connected after another capacitors in the same wire. Kapag series ang ating circuit, in general, magkakasunod mo lang na ikinakabit yung circuit element mo doon sa wire. Same wire, isang linya. Charges flow in one wire. Okay, so dito, electricity in particular, moves in one wire lang. Okay, ayan, katulad nito. Ito hindi to circuit diagram ha. Ito yung almost real na itsura ng circuit. Ito yung battery, hindi mo lang siya na-represent using symbol, mismong battery yung drawing mo. Tapos gumamit ka ng parallel plates para i-represent naman yung capacitors mo. Ayan. So, notice, isang wire lang yan. Dire-diretso. Okay? Walang sanga-sanga. Okay? Yun yung keyword natin. Walang nakasanga-sanga. So, paano kapag hindi straight na rectangular? Halimbawa, ito yung battery. Ayan lang ha, kasi hindi ako marunong mag-drawing. Paano kung pa ganyan? Tapos ito yung cylindrical na capacitor. Tapos may isa pa dito. Ayan. Yung battery. Battery to ha. Battery. Series pa rin ba yan? Yes. Basta iisang wire. Kahit ano pang shape niyan, basta isang wire lang ang ma-detect mo, that is a series circuit. Okay? Ayan. For series connection of capacitors, here are the characteristics or properties. First, the magnitude of charge Q must be the same on all plates. In equation form, the total charge Q sub T, total charge na yung Q sub T natin dito, i-take note, is equal to Q1 to Q2 and so on. So for example, you have 7 capacitors in the circuit and it is connected in series. Kapag ganun, hanggang Q7, equal siya dun sa total charge ng buong circuit. Equal yung Q1 sa Q2, sa Q3, Q4, and so on. Hanggang dun sa pinakahuling capacitor na ikakabit mo sa iyong series circuit, no? So let me just illustrate. Kasi sa next week, yung topic natin, baka malito kayo, no? Itong Q total, pangkalahatang circuit. Charge yan ng circuit kapag series. Paano kung pinapaanuhan ko na kayo, no? Pinapahapyawan ko na kayo. There are times na, halimbawa, nakaganyan. Ito ay C1 or capacitor 1. Tapos ito naman ay C2. Capacitor 2. Tapos meron pa ditong isang capacitor na C3. Okay. Tapos ito halimbawa yung battery mo. Ayan. This is an example of a combination circuit. Kapag ganito, etong dalawa, pagsasamahin mo yan kasi isang connection sila. Series, isang wire lang. After this junction or after this sanga, isang wire na lang yung dinadaanan nila. No? So, ibig sabihin niya, naka-series sila. So, meron din niyang total charge. No? Ang total charge niyan, kapag gusto mo lang malaman yung total charge ng 1 and 2, i-represent mo siya using the numbers. It's going to be Q1, 2. Tapos, dahil dito sa unang rule natin or sa unang property ng capacitors connected in series, we could write Q1, 2 is equal to Q1 is equal to Q2. This is true when the capacitors are only 2 kapag dalawa lang. So, paano kapag tatlo naman sila? Madadagdagan lang. Okay? Tapos ito, again, applicable siya kapag isang klase lang ng connection yung meron ka, series. Pag combination, ininame mo yung total charge based dun sa capacitors na connected in such manner. No? So, dito nga sa example, C1 tsaka C2. And then, for potential differences or voltages naman, notice meron tayong delta V. Itong delta V nito will be the total voltage. Sa ibang libro, V sub T yan. Okay? Gagamitin lang natin delta V. Total voltage yan. For series connection, ang nag-i-equal ay charge pag voltage naman, nag-add up sila. Kaya the total voltage is equal to V1 plus V2 and so on hanggang sa pinakahuli. So kung pito rin ulit yung capacitors na idudugtong mo in series, ang last number niyan, V sub 7. Okay? So paano naman kung ito ulit yung ating pag-uusapan lang, yung C1 tsaka C2, tapos nasa combination circuit sila. So we could write the total voltage the same way we write the total charge for simply C1 and C2. We disregard C3, no? So magiging ano to, V12 is equal to V1 plus V2. You always have to remember these characteristics kasi this is useful when we jump into our topic next week. Okay? Ayan. And then for the capacitance naman, meron tayong tinatawag na equivalent capacitance or the total capacitance of the circuit. The symbol for that is C with subscript EQ. The EQ is for the word equivalent, and it is always smaller than the individual capacitors or yung capacitance ng individual capacitors. Sa isang series connection lang to totoo ha. As you add more capacitor, the C equivalent decreases. So kung gusto mo na maliit lang yung capacitance nung circuit mo base sa kailangan mo pero malalaking value ng capacitors yung meron ka, pwede mong i-decrease yung equivalent capacitance by connecting them in a series connection. So the equation for getting the equivalent capacitance in a series connection is this. 1 over C equivalent or equivalent capacitance is equal to 1 over capacitance 1 plus 1 over capacitance 2 plus so on. So kung 7 ulit hanggang 7 yung i-add mo. However, meron pa ditong isang rule, i-reciprocal natin sila. So ang pinakang equation, although ayan yung original, we will revise it into, 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2 plus plus 1 over Cn raised to negative 1. Okay, so that's the way. This is the final equation to be used when we are getting the equivalent capacitance for series connection. So balikan natin yung kaninang ginamit natin for voltage and charge kung saan merong series circuit sa isang combination circuit. So kung 1 and 2 rin yon, papangalanan natin yung equivalent capacitance niya as C12. And it will be computed using 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2 raised to negative 1. Okay? Ayan. So kung tatlo naman yung pagsasama-samahin natin, magiging C1, 2, 3, and so on. So let's have sample problem number 1 found on page 57 of your textbook. 3 capacitors of capacitances, 8 microfarad, 16 microfarad, 24 microfarad are connected in series. They are then connected to a 6-volt battery. What is the charge in each capacitor and what is the voltage across each capacitor? Pag ganito yung tanong, later pala ipakita ko, no? Ibig sabihin, isa-isahin mo silang lahat, no? Ayan. So, unahin natin yung given. We have C1, C2, C3. Tapos naka-micro na siya times 10 raised to negative 6. And then the total voltage of the series circuit is 6 volts. We are looking for, sabi, each capacitor. Ano daw yung charge sa each capacitor? Since may tatlo tayong capacitors, tatlo din yung charges na hinahanap natin dito. Q1, Q2, tsaka Q3. Q1 is the charge on capacitor 1. Q2 is the charge on capacitor 3. Ay, 2 pala. And then Q3 is the charge on capacitor 3. And sa letter B naman, sabi, what is the voltage across each capacitor? Which means na ganun din, 1, 2, 3 din siya. And then the equations we would use are the following. Letter A, QT or the Q total is equal to Q1 is equal to Q2 and is equal to Q3. Ibig sabihin, makuha lang natin yung Q total, solve na tayo. Kasi yun din yung value ng 1, ng 2, at saka ng 3. Okay? And then sa letter B naman, pag-prepare rin natin sila. Okay? Yung V1, masasolve mo siya by using Q1 and dividing it by C1. Saan galing yun? Dun sa Q is equal to C times V. So, dyan, para makuha mo yung Q, ayan yung gagamitin. Kapag V naman, that's going to be Q over C. Ayan. So ito, tandaan din natin yan. Okay, so magkaka-partner lang yung magkaka-same na number. So bakit hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yung V total is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3? Kasi pag ganoon, yung V total lang yung meron ka, wala kang V1, wala kang V2, wala kang V3. Technically, tatlo yung nawawala mo. So paano mo siya isosolve kung tatlo yung nawawala? Eh mas ideal, isa lang dapat yung nawawala. So in solving regarding circuits, ang unang-unang step natin, kahit hindi siya tinatanong sa problem, is to solve for the equivalent capacitance. So yun ang una nating gagawin. We will solve, hindi yun sinasabi sa problem, pero yun yung unang step. Okay, lagi. So let's solve for the equivalent capacitance using yung mga reciprocal, yung fractions, tapos raised to -1. And the result would be the equivalent capacitance is equal to 4.36 times 10 raised to -6 farad. After that, the next step, palagi, is to get, kahit hindi tinatanong sa problem, is to get the total charge. Okay? Ayan. So, to get the total charge, syempre dapat yung mga kapartner niyo yung mga total. Since given na yung total voltage or potential difference, tapos na-solve natin yung equivalent or total capacitance, masosolve na natin yung total charge. Ipag-multiply lang natin siya. And we will get a total charge of 2.62 times 10 raised to -5 coulomb. And then the answer for A, kasi nga sabi dun sa mga equation natin, Q total is equal to Q1 is equal to Q2 and equal to Q3. So pare-pareho sila ng value. Diba? Ganun lang kadali yung letter A. Ayun. So next naman nating step sa solution 3, iisa-isahin natin. Kasi Q total is equal to Q1, Q2, and Q3. Tapos may given naman tayo na C1, C2, at saka C3. We could solve for the individual voltage. V1 is equal to yung value na nakuha natin for Q1 divided by C1. And this one is the answer. And then for solution 4, V2 is Q2 over C2. And then the answer is 1.64 volts. And then lastly, V3 is Q3 over C3. And the answer is 1.09 voltage. Usually, mag-add up siya to the total voltage. Kaso minsan sumusobra dahil sa rounding off natin. Okay lang yun. Basta hindi lalampas. So the answers for B are V1 is 3.28, V2 is 1.64, and V3 is 1.09 volts. For sample problem number 2, find the equivalent capacitance of a group of 3 capacitors in series given their capacitances as C1 is equal to 6.6 nanofarad, C2 is equal to 5.2 nanofarad, and C3 is equal to 5.8 nanofarad. For letter B, so ang una natin hanapin ay equivalent capacitance. No problem, kasi yun naman talaga yung una natin dapat hanapin. If the group of capacitors is charged by a 12-volt battery, calculate the voltage across C1. So kung sa problem 1, pinahanap yung voltages ng isa-isa nung tatlo, dito yung sa V1 lang, mas hayahay buhay. And then letter C, calculate the charge stored by the combination. Kapag ganyan, yung sabi combination, hindi ibig sabihin yung combination circuit ha. Ibig sabihin yan, kasi series lang daw, nung buong circuit natin. So given ulit yung mga capacitors, ay capacitance, tapos yung total voltage, 12 volts. Ayan. So naka-times 10 raised to -9 na yung mga nanofarad natin. And then, yung required natin, letter A, equivalent capacitance. Letter B, V1 lang kasi sabi, calculate the voltage across C1. And then letter C is the charge stored by the circuit itself, which is Q total. Again, equations natin to get equivalent capacitance, the reciprocals of the capacitances, we add them together and then we raise them to -1. And then, bakit ganito? Nakaano to? Why? Alisin natin to. Hindi siya yan. Doon yata yun sa pangalawa eh. V1 is equal to, I'm sorry, hindi ko alam kung saan siya natapos, bigla siya nawala. So ulitin ko na lang, no? So ito yung equation para sa equivalent capacitance. Tapos ito, namali lang ako ng type, no? Dapat ito ay C1 times Q1. Kasi ito ay series. Series pala. Hindi pala to dapat ganito. Ulit-ulit. Naglolo ko ang internet. Why? By the way, I'm recording this through Zoom. Zoom recording. Okay, so dito yung sa letter V, dapat siya ay V1 is equal to Q1 over C1. Ayan. So sa Q total naman, C equivalent times delta V. So let's have solution number 1 and we get 1.94 times 10 raised to negative 9 farad. Notice, sabi di ba kapag series, naging less than yung total sa individual. So notice, yung pinakamaliit na value, nadi-decrease yung kanyang capacitance. And then the solution is, ito nga mali to. Alisin natin yan. Okay. Ito ay V1 is equal to Q1 over C1. So, pwede mo na ba yang ma-solve nang hindi mo sinusolve yung letter C? Pwede naman. Kasi itong Q1 equal yan sa Q total. So, pwedeng yung equation natin sa letter C gagamitin natin dito. Pero para mas madali, yung solution to pwede naman yung bago-bago, no? Yung solution 3 muna yung isosolve natin. Ayan. Okay? You multiply the equivalent capacitance by the voltage of the battery and we get 2.33 times 10 raised to negative 8 coulomb. And then dahil nakuha mo na yan, pwede na natin kunin yung solution number 2 which is V1 is equal to Q1 over C1. And notice, again, tandaan, QT is equal to Q1, equal din siya sa Q2, at equal din siya sa Q3. So, pag sinubstitute natin, yung Q1 natin ay 2.33, plus negative 8, wait lang, 2.33 exponent negative 8, tapos yung C1 natin ay 6.6 nanofarad. Okay, so ang voltage ay across V1 is equal to 3.53 volts. Excuse me. Ayan. So that's sample problem number 2 for series circuit. Now let's proceed to capacitors in parallel. Ay, by the way, hindi ko pala pinakita kanina, no? Kapag series circuit, ang itsura niya ay ito yung battery halimbawa, diretso lang dapat yung wire. Tapos ito halimbawa yung C1, pantay dapat. Pasensya na kayo kung hindi masyadong pantay sa drawing ko. Tapos ito, pantay ulit dapat. Tapos pantay. Dire-diretso siya, no? Kapag naman parallel, kasi dito pinakita eh. Kapag parallel, the corresponding terminals are connected to the same electrically similar point. Ano yung point na yon. Yung point na yon, tinatawag din siyang junctions. So ito yung battery mo, tapos dadaan siya sa isang wire, tapos magkakaroon ng junction, ito ay point, ito yung electrically similar point. Ayan. Tapos maghihiwala yung charge. Some of the charges will go in this direction and some of the charges will go in this direction. Ganon din dito. Ito ba ay isang junction? Hindi. Okay, kasi isang wire lang yan, continuation, nilagyan lang siya ng edge. Malalaman mo na junction siya kapag naghiwalay sa point na yon, may isang wire, dyan, dire-diretso lang dapat yung charges, isang way lang yan, tapos bigla siyang nagkaroon ng sanga. Okay, or ng dalawang pupuntahan. Okay, dalawa yung pupuntahan niya. Dito kasi pag lumiko ka, isa pa rin naman yung pupuntahan mo. So, hindi siya junction. Okay? Charges flow and separate at junction. So, yung charge na galing dito, hindi siya buong pupunta sa Q1 at hindi siya buong pupunta sa Q2. Maghahati sila. Depende sa kanilang capacitance. Some of the charges will go here. And then some of the charges will go here. Tapos magmi-meet ulit sila dito sa junction na to. Ayan. So tuloy-tuloy to pag ganun. Magmi-meet ulit sila dyan. Tapos babalik doon sa battery. Okay? Ayan. Ganun kapag parallel. May junction. May point kung saan naghihiwala yung charges. Or yung electric current kapag naman resistor ang pinag-uusapan natin. Now, here are the properties of capacitors connected in parallel connection. First, the magnitude of the voltage, total voltage, must be the same on all plates or on all capacitors. So, kung sa series, ang nag-i-equal ay charge, dito sa parallel, ang nag-i-equal ay voltage. So, we have total voltage is equal to V1, equal to V2, and equal to until the very end or very last capacitor connected in it. Kung 7 yan, equal to 7N. Tuloy-tuloy. Okay? Ayan. So, katulad ng sa series na nasa isang combination, magpapakita rin ako ng gawin nating tatlo, no? Ayan. Tapos ito. Ito ay C1, C2, tapos C3. Tapos let's say ito yung battery. Ayan, tingnan na natin para may difference. Ito naman yung C4. Tapos ito ay C5. Ayan. Tapos, di ba galing dito sa positive? Ay, lagyan ko pala dito. Ayan. Kasama yan eh. Tapos, may junction. Ay, hindi pa. Hindi ako umabot dun sa symbol. Sorry. Marin ko rin to. Ayan. Then, ito, ayan. C5, C4. So, meron tayong 5. Nakakonekta siya sa combination. Ayan. Tapos ito, wait lang, burahin ko lang. Yung na-excess sa taas. Isang buong linya pala nabubura. Ito, kukonekta natin. Ito. Ayan. Dapat pala dagdag ko pa na isa dito. Gawin natin C6 to, C6. Tapos, pwede ba yon? Yes, pwede yon. Kahit ilan. 1 to sawa. Ayan. So here, we could see that C1, C2, C3, and C6 are connected in parallel to each other. Dito yung point. Ayan. Tapos, maghihiwa-hiwalay sa kanila yung mga charges. Okay? Kapag ganyan, ng connection natin, that is parallel. Okay? So, kung ayan ang pag-combine-combinein mo, nasa combination circuit siya, pero alam mo na parallel lang yung connection niya, ininame mo yung total voltage nila using their numbers. So, magiging V1, 2, 3, 6. Okay? Pwede yun kahit hindi sunod-sunod, pero usually sunod-sunod. Is equal to V1 equal to V2 equal to V3 and equal to V6. Pero hindi ibig sabihin yan, halimbawa nakaparallel nga to, eto kasi nakaparallel sila sa isa't isa, pero regarding sa battery, naka-series sila. Yung combination nila or yung circuit na to na parallel ay naka-series sa mismong battery. Hindi siya naka-parallel doon sa battery. So we consider this functioning as one capacitor lang, no? Kaya hindi pwedeng kung ano yung given na voltage, yun yung gagamitin mo, equal-equal na sila dyan lahat-lahat. Hindi ganun, no? Especially, meron pang dalawang capacitor dito. This combination circuit actually can be interpreted as yung C1236 ay naka-series kay C5 saka kay C4. Okay? Ayan. Pero yun nga, ang business lang natin, ang tinitingnan lang natin ay yung connection ng 1, 2, 3, tsaka 6. Para naman sa charge, ito naman yung nag-a-add together. QT is the sum of all the charges in the individual capacitor. So if we're going to write the charge, total charge in 1, 2, 3, and 6, it's going to be Q 1, 2, 3, 6 is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Q6. Yan. And then, mas madaling isolve yung equivalent capacitance nito kasi you just add them together. Okay? So, that's equivalent capacitance. Kabaliktaran siya ng sa series. It's always greater than the individual capacitance. As you add more capacitor, the equivalent capacitance increases. So, yan na siya, i-add together. So, dun sa kanina, we get the C equivalent for 1, 2, 3, and 6. Katulad lang ng ginawa natin sa charge, i-add lang natin naman dito yung capacitance. C3 plus C6. Ayan. Let's put into practice those equations. Starting with sample problem number 1. 3 capacitors connected in parallel have values. Ito siya. Find the equivalent capacitance of the combination. Yun yung una nating task. Letter B, if the combination of capacitors is charged by a 9-volt battery, find the charge built up by the group. So, ibig sabihin, ito naman ay total charge sa letter B. Sa letter C, find the charge in C2. And then letter D, how much energy does the parallel group of capacitors store? So let's have the givens. Yung pi ko natin, naka times 10 raised to negative 12 na. And then yung hinahanap sa letter A, equivalent capacitance. Letter B, total voltage. Letter C, yung charge lang sa C2, so that's Q2. And then U is the stored energy. To get the equivalent capacitance, syempre parallel to, i-add together lang natin. And then the total charge is the total capacitance and then the total voltage. And then to get Q2 naman, we simply multiply C2 and V2. Kukunin pa ba natin yung V2? Hindi na. Kasi alam naman natin that the total voltage is equal to the individual voltages. Therefore, delta V is equal to V1, equal to V2, and equal to V3. And then lastly, ito galing to dun sa equation natin na U is equal to CV squared over 2. So since total energy stored yung hinahanap natin, kailangan natin yung total capacitance ng circuit at saka yung total voltage. So again, katulad ng sa series, although sinabi dito na hanapin mo yung equivalent capacitance, pag hindi tinanong sa problem na kunin mo yung equivalent capacitance, yun pa rin yung first step mo. First step, get total capacitance. Second step, get total charge. Ayan. So ito, inadlang natin. Ang nakuha natin ay 1.68 times 10 raised to negative 11 farad, and that is actually greater than the individual capacitances. And then next, we get QT using this equivalent capacitance and the given voltage, and we get 1.51 times 10 raised to negative 10 coulomb. And then next, we get Q2 by multiplying the value of C2 and the total voltage kasi equal siya sa V2. And we get 5.4 times 10 raised to negative 11 coulomb. And then lastly, gagamitin na natin yung mga totals na na-solve natin tsaka yung total na given to get the total charge, total stored energy. And the answer is 6.80 times 10 raised to negative 10 joules. Then let's have sample problem number 2. 3 capacitors, given values nandiyan, are grouped together in a parallel circuit ulit and are charged using a 24-volt battery. Calculate the equivalent capacitance, total charge, and charge stored by each capacitor. So ito yung mga given natin, naka times 10 raised to negative na sila. And then letter A, equivalent capacitance. B is total charge. And then the individual charges. Ayan, Q1, Q2, and Q3. To solve for equivalent capacitance, again, we add together the individual capacitances. To get the total charge, we multiply the equivalent capacitance and the given voltage of the battery. And then to get the individual charges, we multiply the individual capacitances by the individual voltages. So given na yung C1, C2, C3, paano yung V1, V2, V3? Again, ang best ko na sinabi kanina sa problem 1, delta V is equal to V1 is equal to V2 and equal din siya sa V3 kapag parallel yung circuit. So wala ka ng problema, okay? Let's have the solution 1. Inad natin, naging 1.49 times 10 raised to negative 5 farad. And then we substitute this dito sa equation na to, and we will get 3.58 times 10 raised to negative 4 coulomb. And then lastly, yung individual, ayan, C1 is 5.3 times 10 raised to negative 6. Tapos yung total voltage lang din gagamitin natin. So Q1 is 1.27 times 10 raised to negative 4 coulomb. Tapos yung Q2 naman, 1.46 times 10 raised to negative 4 coulomb. And then lastly, yung Q3 ay 8.4 times 10 raised to negative 5 coulomb. Supposedly then, kapag inad mo yung Q1, Q2, at saka Q3, dapat ang magiging total niya ay yung QT or Q sub T. Pero yun nga, dahil sa rounding off, there are times na merong susobra or kukulang kapag inad mo sila together. Ayan, so tapos na tayo, no? Thank you for listening to the last part of our lesson about capacitance and dielectrics. Next week, we're going to discuss naman capacitors in combination circuits. Please take note of the things that you have learned, the individual characteristics of series and parallel circuits, because pag di nyo sila inaral, malulutang kayo kapag ito na ang ating topic. Yun lang. Bye-bye!